Hello, everybody. This is the Clem and Pack Show for 7/30/2016. It is hot as heck out here. It is warm. It is summer. It's gorgeous outside. How are you doing, Pack?
Oh, it's raining here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I cannot stop the sun. I have my blinds drawn, and it is Ottawa is as hot as the swamp that it is.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have a great day today.
No, I mean I'm gonna be inside. I'm gonna play video games, and I'm gonna do nothing.
What else would you do on a sunny day?
Nothing. I might go play Magic. Who knows?
Okay, there you go.
But either way. So we got a couple games lined up to talk about today. Couple I've played, couple you've played, couple we've both played. Some good stuff here. I want to start off talking about Monster Hunter. But before I do that, have you seen Star Trek?
Beyond?
Yeah.
I actually haven't.
Neither have I. Okay, well, we're not talking about that then.
You know what? The last movie I saw was Tarzan. I saw it on Thursday.
Oh, okay. Tell me about Tarzan.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. There's two lead actors. It's Alex, whatever his last name is. It's like Icelandic, and then his abs. They play a really prominent
role. His abs of the other actor.
Yeah, they play a pretty prominent role, and but other than that, the villain Chris Waltz, right? He's just like, it's so bland. It's like, oh, I invited your husband back to Africa to kill him because I couldn't do that anywhere else, just so he could climb trees again and
have the advantage.
Right? Yeah.
That seems kind of silly.
It was an anti-slavery movie too, apparently, but yeah.
Have you seen Ghostbusters?
No, but I heard it was garbage.
I've also heard that it was garbage, but I have not seen it.
But you know what I haven't seen?
I know that it opens with a queef joke.
Oh, okay, that's promising, actually, you know?
How is that promising?
If you have an all-female cast talking about queefing, that just seems like it's aware that there are funnier jokes out there. I don't know, like a queef joke amongst women seems like it's the right kind of humor for me. Yeah, but I've never seen the original Ghostbusters. Yeah, that's typically the reaction I always hear.
Okay, all right, okay. I don't know why I'm surprised. You hadn't seen Star Wars, so
that's right.
I mean,
that's right. Yeah.
This isn't like it's a change in behavior. This is Matt operating as expected.
Right. Nice name drop there.
Terrible.
But yeah, it's it's probably fine, the movie. I don't know.
It's probably okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
But Star Trek got great reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
Did it?
Yeah, which I'm surprised because I heard it's basically X-Men, the same thing as X-Men, like just pure grim, dark bullshit. But maybe it works this time.
Maybe.
Simon Pegg was a writer. He wrote good movies before, so
it's true. I guess we'll find out. I haven't seen it yet either.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So back to games.
Yes.
Monster Hunter came out a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Been playing the shit out of it. I've got about 20 hours in it.
Wow.
Yeah. Got a lot. I put a lot of time into it already. I put about 2 hours into the demo. Once I found out you could actually get the demo. And I'm already in love. It's already of the 3 Monster Hunter games I've played, it's already my favorite.
I heard it's a lot like Monster Hunter Greatest Hits.
It is. There's a lot of like throwbacks to old Monster Hunter games, like old mechanics, but like, so now you've got like, I can't remember how many weapons there are, because God knows it's an absurd amount. I feel like it's over 20. Or close to. There's a lot of weapons in Monster Hunter, and they all change the game pretty drastically. But now, in conjunction with your many different weapon choices and like the variations within that weapon, you know, like there's 3 different kinds of gun lance that all sort of play differently. There's like, you know, whatever, like no matter how much there is on there, you've got not only the weapon choices, but you've got fighting styles. You got 4 different fighting styles: guild, striker, aerial, and adept, which all change how you play your fucking weapon, which is ridiculous. And they all change it like they're all. I mean, the behaviors of each of these styles is pretty. It's pretty much the same across the board. Like the guild style is basically like traditional. It's exactly as you remember the weapon in Monster Hunter 4. Some weapons did get minor changes mechanically, but most of them are pretty much exactly the same as they were in the last generation of game. Striker simplifies the weapon fighting, like the combos. It simplifies the entire weapon, but gives you access to more special attacks. So 3 instead of the default 2 in guild. Aerial trades your dodge roll for like a dodge leap, and if you leap into the monster, you jump off of them and you can hit them in the air, which is good because it does mounting damage. And adept gives you like a super roll, where if you roll through an attack, you get a special ability temporarily, depending on the weapon.
Oh, okay. I thought it's not RNG.
No, so you roll through the attack, like if you're playing longsword. So longsword has this mechanic where as you hit, you build up this bar, and then when the bar is full, you start using your Spirit Slash, I think it's called, and you start tapping the right trigger. And when you do that, if you hit with the final hit of the Spirit Slash, your sword levels up.
Okay.
Right? And that's how it works by default. If you're playing in adept style, you no longer can just go into the Spirit Slash anymore. Or, sorry, you can, but the last hit doesn't exist, which means it's impossible to level up the sword normally. Instead, if you dodge through an enemy's attack and then just hit them with R twice, you immediately go up a level. So you don't have to even level up the bar anymore. You just immediately go up a level.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's if you're good at dodging, it's a lot easier to keep the sword at high max level with more uptime.
Well, what does the bar do when you level it up?
So like the bar doesn't do anything until you actually start using it to level up the sword, in which case it just starts doing more damage.
Okay.
So it goes like 5%, 10%, 20%.
And these levels, this isn't like a gained level. This is
this is just like the weapon is like normal, then it glows white, and then like yellow, and then red, and then it just has more sharpness and does more damage.
Kind of like in Mortal Kombat with those 3 bars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And the idea with longsword is just to keep uptime on that sword, so that your sword is always at its most powerful.
Yeah.
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 So like that's just an example. So if you're not playing adept style, you can do that normally just by like fighting the monster and like leveling up the sword and then using the Spirit Slash, and then that works. And I don't know, it adds a lot of variety to otherwise weapons that I probably wouldn't have touched. Like when I was playing Monster Hunter 4, I played pretty much exclusively Gunlance. And I got pretty good with like wide type gun lances and like shelling repeatedly, and so that was kind of neat. And they've changed Gunlance completely now. So there's like a heat gauge that you have to manage.
Oh.
And you have to stab more now. You can't just like shell. You have to actually combo stabs into your combos now. Because when I played Gunlance in 4, I basically would just shell. I would just shoot the monster, reload, charge shot, shoot the monster, just over and over and over. And that was like my strategy, because you don't have to worry about sharpness or anything like that. You just shoot the damn monster. And like now there's like with the special attacks, there's like so much new stuff that you can do, and it feels like there's like some really neat abilities. And right now I'm playing aerial switch axe, which is awesome and so fun, because switch axe is an axe that turns into a sword.
I like how you said aerial switch axe, because like I was thinking you have 4 fighting styles for each of these 20 weapons, right?
Yeah.
Would you say that in MMO speak, let's say there's 80 classes?
I mean, yeah, to a degree. It's more like 20 classes with like 4 talent trees.
Okay. Just to clarify what I mean, in the newest patch of WoW, it's almost like every spec is a new class.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you kind of. I mean, all of them sort of share similarities. Like, and generally what happens is like guild style has all the toys at its disposal, and then you lose some of them when you change styles, but you gain other benefits. That's generally how the fighting styles are designed.
Right.
So like with aerial switch axe, there's a attack called an elemental discharge that you normally get, where you don't chuckle at discharge. um, and basically you just stab the monster, and your sword starts just like doing tons of damage over and over and over, and then explodes, and like does a whole bunch of damage all at once. So when you play an aerial style, you lose that immediately, like just straight up. You can't do it from the ground anymore. Not available to you.
Okay.
The trade-off is that, first of all, you get aerial attacks, so you can jump off the monster and hit them. When your weapon's in sword mode, when you jump off the monster, you actually hit it once going up, which is really good. So normally you would only get one hit, but if you're in sword mode and you jump off of it, you immediately get hit just for jumping off of it, and then you can get another hit on the way down. So every time you jump off of it, it's 2 hits, which is good. Because mounting damage doesn't care about how much actual damage you do; it just cares about how many times you hit the monster while you're in the air.
Okay. My question is, do you have to be the aerial spec in order to jump on the monster?
Mm-mm.
Right, because that was never a thing before, right?
A mounting was in 4.
No, exactly, but it's not like there was like an aerial mounted specialty for every.
Yeah, you would basically look for ledges and like small jumps, and if you ran or like dodge rolled off of one of them, you could get airborne and hit the monster that way.
And you could still
and that
do
does
that,
mounting
right?
damage. Yeah, it still does mounting damage.
Yeah.
So you're not prohibited from mounting as another spec, but it's obviously a lot more convenient if you can just jump off the monster that's in front of you.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I guess because I remember you were talking to me about Monster Hunter 4, and you did the mounted thing, like that was your technique, right? Yeah. So like now.
Yeah, basically just keep jumping at it over and over.
They've
when I was playing Charge Blade, I would just jump at the monster over and over.
Yeah, like so they've sort of facilitated that kind of playstyle with this spec, would you say? Or...
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's definitely like something you can do in pretty much any weapon spec now. A lot more reliable. Like before, it used to be like mainly Insect Glaive was the way to go if you wanted to mount a lot, because Insect Glaive had a vault attack that would throw you into the air. So it was very easy to get airborne, hit the monster, and like start mounting it. So that was kind of neat. Yeah, and so with aerial switch axe, you can do the elemental discharge attack while you're in the air. So you get airborne, press X and A together, I think. Yeah, and then you start the charge attack while you're landing. So it's kind of neat. The thing with the thing with switch axe, which is why I like aerial for it though, is that you never really use the elemental discharge. It's good, but it's not like the bread and butter of the class. So a lot of the time it's just being able to like get this, like being able to lock the monster down and like mount him and keep him pinned a lot, and then switch to sword mode and just like chain slashes on him repeatedly. That's like how the class works in aerial, which is nice, which I like. So basically I spend no time in axe mode. I'm always in sword mode.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is kind of neat.
So yeah. The geez, I was going to ask you something and now I forgot, but I guess it was along the lines of I guess compare it to Monster Hunter 4.
Oh, it's better. It's like more of what you love and more stuff.
Okay. So that reminds me. Now, would you say this new class spec system or whatever we're going to call it, would you say that it's it's better for new players? Because it sounds to me like I pick a weapon I like and then I get to try every play style available, right?
Yeah, I think that honestly, this Monster Hunter may not be quite as accessible as 4. I think 4 tutorializes itself a little bit better.
I might agree. Yeah, I did play the tutorial.
Yeah, I mean, there still is tutorials for 5. Like every weapon has its own tutorial. Every fighting style has its own tutorial. But I mean, Monster Hunter's always been a game that sort of just expects you to do the research and learn the game.
Okay.
Because I mean, it is hard. Like, it's not an easy game by any stretch of the imagination.
That's definitely the case.
Yeah, you don't play Monster Hunter because it's a walk in the park. You play because it's challenging and it's fun, and hunting monsters is awesome, and their art designs are only getting better. And
that's for sure. Yeah, it's very pretty.
The game looks so gorgeous.
I know.
For a DS game, the only thing that makes me sad is I wish that they would just make one of these on PC. I mean, I know there's Monster Hunter Online now, but it's not the same.
I did look it up. It kind of does seem very similar, but
it is and it isn't, right?
Right.
Like, it's got a fraction of the features of a core Monster Hunter game.
Right. Yeah, because it has to like MMOize it basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is just a little frustrating.
Yeah.
But like, how awesome would it be to play this in like a big on your computer monitor or on your TV?
Totally.
And they never released 4 on the Wii U. They only released 3 on the Wii U, and they probably won't release Generations on the Wii U. So
no. Perhaps it will be for NX.
I guess we'll see.
Have you heard about the NX?
Not a damn thing.
It's going to be a handheld that plugs into
I
your
heard
TV.
this, but I heard nothing of value.
Well, okay, that's true. I don't know how substantial that rumor is or whatever, but they make sense, right? Because Nintendo only really is making money off the handhelds now.
And Pokemon Go stock, which not so much anymore either.
Yeah,
right?
that was a hilarious article. Oh, people realize they don't actually make Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Oh, stocks are funny.
Whatever. Can we talk about Pokemon Go?
Yes,
Sidetrack. I didn't put it on the
obviously
list.
have to talk
Let's
about
talk about Pokemon Go.
How do you
We'll
talk
about it
video
before
games?
I go into Furi. Okay. I'm gonna give a shit opinion.
Okay.
And you're gonna hate me.
Sure.
So Pokemon Go's a shit game.
Okay, that's
Straight up.
another thing we could discuss. Is it a game?
I mean, there's no lose condition.
Okay. Yep.
I mean, unless you count losing gym battles. But in reality, it's just looking at your phone and swiping up.
Yeah. It.
So it's if it's a game, it's a shit game.
Yeah, like the gameplay, the game part of it is, it's lacking. Obviously,
it's shit.
Yeah.
It's there's nothing there. It's got no depth.
It's but it kind of says something to how Pokemon works.
I think that it's a lot of nostalgia. I think that's what's coming here with the.
Yeah. Apparently there was the peak subscriber, let's call them, July 15th, and it's only declined ever since July 15th. So it's.
I think because I mean
past
I think some people who are really into it, which is fine, and I think a lot of people are just sort of realizing that there's not a whole lot there.
Yeah. As a game, it's not
anything.
Right. Like
Ingress is better. Like straight up, their other game is
Yeah.
better. It's got more features. It's got more stuff going on.
But Ingress isn't the intellectual property of Pokemon, which
Agreed.
there will
Agreed.
never be as many people playing Ingress as there are Pokemon Go. But I'm sure a lot of
agreed.
people who play Pokemon Go went to Ingress and be like, oh, this is also fun.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole like AR kind of game where you like walk around in the real world to complete objectives. That's a cool idea. But the problem I have with Pokemon is that it isn't like Pokemon, like traditional Pokemon is a complex game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sure, there's like weirdness with like when you get to high level Pokemon playing and you're like looking at the IVs of the Pokemon and trying to get and you're breeding like perfect Pokemon and you're leveling their stats perfectly, whatever, right? Like, it's obviously there is a level of depth to Pokemon, but you wouldn't even have to do that. Like, if you went back to just like Red and Blue like style, like keep it simple, like it's not like the battle mechanic in Pokemon is groundbreaking. It's a turn-based fighting system where you go first based on whatever stat, like speed.
Yeah.
And then you pick one of 4 moves and like it takes into account like some numbers and
Well,
like it's just
way to deconstruct the turn-based
okay,
RPG,
okay,
right?
so you have a stat, the stat applies to the ability and then it takes into account whether you're the same type and the enemy's type is weak to it.
Yeah.
And then it does damage.
Yeah.
Like the math is like it's like one equation for anything. Like you just either raise a stat, lower a stat, or you like apply a status effect, whatever. Like the game's not complicated. There are more complicated games on phones. Let's just put that into perspective.
Oh.
Like mechanically speaking, there are more complicated games than Pokemon on phones.
Yes, that's for sure.
Right?
It
Feels like Pokemon Go is a cash grab and nothing else. It doesn't take advantage of its license. It could have been anything. It's the only thing it shares in similarity to another Pokemon, like another Pokemon game, is like the licensing the monsters and.
Calling it just a cash grab, while probably accurate, because like I am enjoying it. I do enjoy finding
Why,
Pokemon.
You're not fighting them though. You're just like swiping up.
It does give me a reason to go outside.
That's a moot point. That's a moot point. You should
That's-
want to
that
go
doesn't mean
outside
that's-
without
that,
Pokemon.
That doesn't make it a good game. That's just make it a good app. Like,
I guess, but if it gets you outside, but just staring at your phone, is that really an accomplishment?
yeah, because you don't want to stare at your phone if you're walking, because
That's
like-
that's my other problem with the game is that like when I stare at a screen all day, I work on a computer all day. I'm on my phone when I'm just lounging around. I don't like being on my phone while I'm walking place to place. Like, I don't need other ways to get hit by cars. Number one.
yeah. See, you would probably be having more fun with this than I am because you're in like the heart of downtown Ottawa,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's like 5 Pokestops within a 3 kilometer radius of me.
I mean, my girlfriend's really into it. She
Yeah.
loves it. She's like level 15. And
Wow.
she's having a
Yeah.
blast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm level 10. And I'm like,
both of you are still beating me.
well, I mean, you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's stops everywhere in downtown Ottawa.
Yeah.
Like everywhere.
Yeah.
Every single freaking thing's a monument. Every single freaking thing's like a landmark. There's stops everywhere. It has single-handedly ruined the haunted walk of Ottawa, which is hilarious.
That's funny.
because there are people playing Pokemon everywhere the haunted walk stops now,
That's funny.
which I just find hilarious.
That's
like
great.
they'll be in Confederation Park at like 9 o'clock, and there's like 40 people just sitting on their phones.
That's
I'm like, this
funny.
kind of kills the atmosphere a little bit, doesn't it?
Obviously, right? Oh, jeez. Did you hear what they did in Japan when they released Pokemon Go? They made a deal with McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
So this is perhaps the cash grab aspect of it, but all McDonald's in Japan, they are either a gym or a Pokestop.
Huh.
Yeah. And so it's not even really they're making money off the microtransactions. If they keep doing sponsorships like this, they're gonna make a killing.
I think where I started having these thoughts about the game is when I looked in the shop and I saw that they had the audacity to put like 14,000 coins for $140.
Right? When am I ever gonna spend that many coins?
I mean, I spent a lot of money in Hearthstone, and I won't say how much, and I've bought like 80 packs at a time with Hearthstone, so maybe I'm not the right person to critique this.
But like what
But,
you're
like-
buying in Hearthstone is a lot more substantial than what you're buying in Pokemon Go.
Is it though? Is it though?
Yeah, you got a collection going. Everything you buy in Pokemon Go is a one-time use.
That is true,
Yeah.
except for like the bag upgrades.
Oh, yeah, right. But why would you
bag-
even need
but-
that?
You just transfer all your like CP10 Pokemon,
Yeah, exactly.
put them into the grinder, turn them into candy.
Yep, exactly. Sell for body parts.
I don't know. I continue to play it whenever I'm out and like sitting around. I'll play it, and I have a decent time doing it, just because like everybody will be sitting around. Like if you're at one of the bars nearby has a stop right on it, so you'll just like hit the stop over and over. There'll always be a lure going on,
Yeah.
so you can just catch Pokemon that way. But I'm like, there's a couple silly things. Like I don't like how the app has to be on in order to do anything.
Right.
That kind of bugs me,
Yeah.
especially for hatching eggs. I think that's really stupid.
No, that would make hatching eggs way easier though if you didn't do that. I just
But I mean,
I don't like how my phone screen has to physically be on.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you can't sleep your phone while you're hatching eggs.
Right. Like why doesn't
Which
it
makes no sense.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought, like, day to day just not having the app even open. But like if I'm holding my phone in my hand and it vibrates, that's what I want to know. I don't need to look at a map. I know where I am. I could follow a road. I can follow a path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get outside, but you don't look at anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Like you don't actually look at where you are. You just fucking find a place to sit and start swiping it. Like there's 3 Pokestops that interact with each other at Confederation Park. People just like sit in the middle. They like bring a picnic blanket and they just sit in the middle on their phone, and that's all they do is they swipe the 3 stops. There's always lures going at them, and they're always just sitting there catching Pokemon. And I fail to see how this is how the game was intended to be played.
I think you're wrong. I think that's also the unfair advantage of it. Like a friend of mine, her workplace has a Pokestop. So she's
That's
just at her desk every 15 minutes or whatever, 30 minutes whenever it refreshes, and she's like level 16 or probably 18 now. She just messaged me. She caught a Blastoise last night. And my cousin's husband, 2 Pokestops at his workplace. Me, I don't have any, obviously, up in Vaughan. So it's like, here I am stuck at level 8, having to actually physically go outside to level up and get items. I've had to buy Pokeballs, so I just don't have that much access to Pokestops. So though I did get suckered into some microtransactions, and I hate buying
I have
the Pokeballs.
not spent any money on it.
Pokeballs, 20 Pokeballs is $1.50, and I think that's ridiculous considering how easy they are to obtain.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can take a strict stroll down Bank Street and like literally fill my bag.
I hate you.
Literally filled my bag. There are 50 Pokestops down Bank Street.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, not to mention how many gyms are within eyesight. Like, nonsense. It's... And I don't think it would matter if the core gameplay was better. I think that if the core gameplay was better and they had taken advantage of their licensing, like, I know they're saying that, like, player versus player battling's coming, and I know they're saying that trading's coming, and I'm like, that's fine. Right now, the game is shit.
Right.
It's actually just a shit game.
I wouldn't even really call it a game so much as a, like it's kind of like a
conversation starter.
Conversation. Maybe it's a fitness app.
Maybe it's a fitness app.
Because like you have to do the same thing when you're
I don't
using
know.
a
I've seen
fitness
some
app.
of
You
the
have
people
to
playing Pokemon. I don't know if it's a fitness app.
well, like you have to leave a fitness app open really in order for it to work.
I don't think so.
Like you can make the screen sleep while you're going for a run if you're carrying your phone with a fitness app or something, but it's still on. It's not tracking your steps unless it's on, kind of thing. But it's because it has just as much about as much depth as a fitness app. Fitness apps don't have a mini game where you swipe up to do something, but it very much same principle. That's about it. It's a fitness app like those zombie ones where it's like it hooks, it's like a sound file.
It tells you a story or whatever.
Yeah, while you're running so that you're scared of zombies.
See, now I'm afraid to post this episode because the Pokemon Go community is going to thrash me.
Oh yeah, the two people
There's
of our audience
no
who play
views,
Pokemon.
no views anywhere, and like in the tag of this video, I'll put like Pokemon Go sucks. We'll get 1 million views.
Jesus, that's how we'll get that'll be our big break. Yeah.
Call my work. This asshole says Pokemon Go sucks.
We'll get death threats. Can't wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What's next?
All right. Let's stop talking about the non-game. Let's talk about something real. Furi. Furi I bought for, let's see how much it is on Steam. I bought it at full price. I don't know why I bought it. I am glad I did. Furi is $29.99. I bought it for full price. I got, let's see how long I got out of it. I played it for about 9 hours. So I played
I don't even know what it is.
$3 an hour. All right, so Furi is a boss rush game. It is a boss rush bullet hell game. It kicks ass. It is super anime. The art is done by the same guy who did Afro Samurai.
Wow.
It is like vague and awesome, and there's no gameplay except for these like 10 boss fights.
Huh.
And it's awesome. So you play this like white dreadlocked swordsman, and this guy breaks you out. You're in this prison. You're at the top level of this prison, and your goal is to beat each jailer as you fight your way down and break your way out of the prison. And there's no other gameplay except walking between them and hearing exposition from the guy who's following you. And the boss fights themselves. So it's got this really great like samurai feel. The gameplay is snappy. It's like really tight. Feels super good. I beat there's 3 difficulties. There's like a casual mode, which is basically how it's not intended to be played. There's a normal mode, which is called Fury, and then there's the hard mode, which is called Furier. You don't get access to the hard mode until you beat the normal mode.
Oh, wow. Do you feel incentivized to...
I'm currently in the middle of a second playthrough on the harder difficulty.
Wow.
The reason I say I'm currently in the middle of it is because I got stuck. Because it's that much harder. It's actually kind of absurd. It also has a speedrun mode, which I really liked. So it avoids all exposition, so the game doesn't do any exposition at all in speedrun mode. It just does boss fights back to back. You cannot save the game. So you have to do it in one go. You have to do the entire game in one session.
Have you done that?
No. I got about halfway through it. I was at about 45 minutes before I stopped because we had to leave. It's fun though. It keeps track of all your stats, like all your falls, how fast you can do like a single boss. and you can practice on each of the bosses. So like you can go to practice mode, say I just want to work on this boss on this difficulty over and over and over.
Oh, that's nice.
So you can practice if there's one boss that's like particularly giving you trouble. Like I know that for a long time, like on the 6th boss, I was having trouble with phase 4. Just phase 4. Just I could get him to phase 4 every time, and then he would smoke me. So the way the game is set up is that most bosses have 2 modes. So this isn't a hard fast rule. Some bosses change this up, but most bosses have 2 modes. The first is like the top down bullet hell mode. Okay, so in that mode you generally are using your pistol, which is just controlled with the right analog stick, and the game is effectively a twin stick shooter when it's like this. There's a lot of bullets, so you're doing a lot of dodging. Like you have an A button to dodge, your X button is your sword, B is your parry, and I think that's it. Yeah, the game doesn't have a lot of buttons.
Cool.
So you'll fight the boss. It'll be in bullet hell mode. So you'll hit and you'll lower their health bar to 0. When you lower their health bar to 0, they'll get stunned and a circle will appear around them. When you attack them while they're in that state, you go into close combat mode. So when you're in close combat mode, there's a circle around you and the boss, and you can't leave that circle, and you lose access to your pistol. So the game becomes more of like a pattern recognition, like melee game, like a melee combat game.
Okay.
And
Sort
that's
of a like Metal Gear Revengeance.
Kinda like the boss fights in Metal Gear Revengeance. Not really like the rest of the game, but kind of like the boss fights.
Mm-hmm.
So you will fight the boss like that and just sort of try to beat him, and then once you beat the melee mode, normally that moves them down a phase, and the bosses have a varying number of phases. Some have more, some have less. Some will not have a melee mode until later in the fight. So like a couple of the bosses, you just do a ranged mode with them, and that lowers their phase by 1.
Okay, yeah.
So things like that. So there's a lot of variety. There's one boss who doesn't have a ranged mode. He's like the other samurai character. You fight him, and it's only melee combat. So there's 4 phases, 1 round each, but they're hard as hell, and they're brutal, and they're awesome. The game gets super weird at the end, like classic crazy anime ending. It's really fun, though. I spent a really long time trying to do the game. I think 3 hours of my playtime is probably the last boss. And I was just working that last boss over and over and over, trying to figure out like how to beat like phase 4 and 5, because I kept getting demolished. And by the end of it, I was like an inch away from my computer screen, just like doing my dodges and trying to avoid the bullets because it's ridiculous. So when I finally beat it, I started the game on Furier and got crushed by the first boss. So when you play on Furier, not only do the patterns change for every single boss, so all the bullet patterns and all the attack patterns, they're all different. So it's like a whole new game.
Yep.
The game, I think it plays in like time and a half.
Oh.
I think like just the speed is faster.
Yeah.
So it's not just harder, it's just faster.
That would change a lot, especially in a pattern recognition game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a classic bullet hell. It really is. I played it in English for the first time through. I'm playing it in Japanese now.
Okay.
Voice actors are a lot better in Japanese. But yeah, it's super good. $30 might be kind of steep. Depends on how much you like these kinds of like boss rush games. If you're really into like challenging games, Fury doesn't hold your hand at all. It does a tutorial at the beginning for the first boss, but like after that, it tells you nothing about like what you're facing. You sort of just have to grok it and like figure it out yourself. Kicks ass though, straight up. It's definitely not for everybody, guaranteed. Not everyone will like it. It is its own beast, but it is fun and hard, which I loved.
It looks beautiful.
It does. It's made in Unity, which I couldn't believe.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
a game.
surprising.
It plays super well for a game that's made in Unity.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised. It didn't feel like a game that was made in Unity at all. So that was pretty good.
So there's 10 bosses.
I think that's it. I can't remember exactly.
I saw a recent Imgur post about the 9 Circles of Hell. Would you say that this is a retelling of Dante's Inferno?
No.
Okay, good.
I have no idea what it's a retelling of.
Good.
Okay,
Good.
the whole plot is so convoluted and makes no sense, and it's amazing.
Oh, I love that. I love that. But
It's like your character doesn't say anything. Like you're just going down the levels of this prison, killing the jailers. That's it.
oh,
The guy who's with you is this old dude with like a microphone staff and a bunny hat that he's wearing.
oh,
Looks super weird.
yeah. I see a picture of him. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like telling he like explains each boss as you're walking to them. He's like, oh, you're talking about like the second boss in the game, and he's like, yeah, she was kind of like you. She came in here, blew up a bunch of stuff, and then they captured her, and they put her in a jail. The walls that kept rebuilding herself, she would blow them away, and they would rebuild themselves. Eventually, she went crazy. So she's a perfect prisoner, a perfect jailer, and like it's all these characters that he's talking about, and they vary.
That's cool.
They vary from
yeah.
like insane like prisoners to like there's a knight that you fight at one point.
Yeah. Like a medieval.
Yeah, like a medieval knight.
Yeah.
Well, he's not like a medieval knight. He's got like an energy shield and an energy sword, but he's like a dude with a sword and shield.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's like a samurai character, and like all the environments look really cool because they're all different. Every floor of the prison looks very different.
Yeah.
So.
I love the stylized graphics.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. The game is ridiculous. It's super fun.
I might pick it up on sale one day.
Yeah, I would recommend on sale for sure.
Yeah.
Highly recommend on sale 100% if you're into hard games. And if you're into like bullet hells and like super challenging boss rush games, then I think that at $30 it's a pretty reasonable price if you're the kind of person that's going to play this multiple times. If you're going to play it on normal, if you're going to play it on hard, if you're going to try to set a high score. One thing I liked with the time attack mode, with the speedrun mode, is that there are achievements for beating the developer and the combat developer, which I thought was really kind of a nice touch.
Yeah.
It's like beat the game in less than 2 hours for the developer and like less than an hour and 15 for the combat developer.
Yeah, that's a
which is pretty
interesting
cool.
achievement.
Cute achievements, right?
Yeah. Like
little things like that. But yeah, I'm gonna pass on talking about Jalopy. It's cool, but we're already at 30 minutes, and I do want to get to World of Warcraft and Overwatch and all that stuff. But I do want to talk about Starbound.
Yes.
Because Starbound is an interesting beast, and I think that its story is very unique, to me anyway. As someone who was like invested in the original idea.
Okay. My only regret about Starbound is that I bought Terraria, never played it, and now Starbound is here, and I just hear it's better. So,
I'm really liking Starbound. I played when it went early access like 3 years ago, and I backed the game even before then.
Oh.
Yeah, I backed this game like when it was an idea, and the guy just had like examples of what was going to happen in the game, and I remember backing it then, getting the early access like 3 years ago, and basically sort of being like, this is kind of bad. It's kind of like bad Terraria, and I wasn't very impressed. And I mean, it was 3 years ago. The game was technically still in beta. You know, it's one of those things where I was like, I probably should have given it the benefit of the doubt, but I was like really unimpressed. And we've played it last week.
Yep.
For a couple hours.
Yeah.
And I've played it a little bit more since then, and I got like a bunch of unlocks and stuff, and I got like off the first planet.
Oh.
And yeah, and I like it a lot more. I think it's exactly what I wanted. I think it's more adventure focused than Terraria and Minecraft are, which I like a lot. I have a really hard time in Minecraft and Terraria just like finding the fun and like adventuring and doing things, because Terraria is basically self-directed and Minecraft is basically self-directed.
Right.
But with Starbound, like there are quests, there are goals. You're doing a lot more adventuring, and like the environments are cool. There's a mod community already. Like the workshop exists, and it's just fun. Like I'm just having fun. The co-op's really great. I kind of want to set up a dedicated server for it.
That would be good. Yeah, I like that idea. But to be honest, how many hours have you sunk into this?
Let me see. Starbound. 10. Most of those are from about 5 of those are with the current build, and about 5 of those are
yeah.
5 of those are from the early access.
I've only sunk in 2 hours of this, and I just want to talk about your point about it being more of an adventure game because I didn't get that vibe. Like I thought it was just so like you have to pick one or the other. Either develop a beautiful base on the planet or go on an adventure. And if you die, it's quite unforgiving. So say if you do progress further to the right or left, whichever direction you choose.
It does loop.
Okay, that's
it does
good
loop.
to know.
I figured that out. Yeah.
But yeah, it was more like, okay, if I go too far, I'm kind of screwing myself over here, and if I do die, then I have to retrace my steps. And I thought that part of it was actually kind of unfun. Like apparently you do get to craft like spawning points, I guess.
Yeah.
So that had I known that, maybe I could change my mind. In that aspect, it kind of seems like an MMO. You have to grind out.
Yeah, I mean, there are
fun
mods you can get that disable item drop if it's something that really bums you out. I know that while I was playing it on my own, I got really hyphy and I went down really deep because I was looking for those sweet core fragments, and I found them. I started mining the crap out of them, and I had like 200 of them. I'm like, all right, I just have to get back up to the surface. And I remember getting about halfway, getting a little bit greedy in a hallway, and dying and being like, oh my god, I had so much ore. I had so many core fragments. I had so much gear.
Oh, life.
And I remember going down again and being like, I have to find it all. And I backtracked and I eventually figured out where I died and I got it and I made my way out. And I'm like, thank God the map wasn't too big or I would have been at this all freaking day.
Right, yeah. See, it's borderline fun and frustrating.
I think that it was a great moment for me. And I really liked it. I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm going to play more after this probably now that I've been talking about it.
Yeah, it's there. It's not like for someone like me who's an MMO junkie, I'm like rather grind in an MMO than in Starbound.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. That's my feeling about it. So
I don't know, maybe we keep some characters that we only play when we're at it together, and then like
a dedicated server might incentivize me, because it's like we're all together, and then like
it's sort of working in real time kind of deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can rent them for pretty reasonable, like 15 a month.
That's an MMO subscription.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with it. I'm just.
But that's one server, right? Yeah. You can split that with a bunch of people if you needed to.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really liking it. I want to play more.
Yeah.
I definitely want to play more. And I'm usually not one for those kinds of games. I usually get really bored very quickly. And I end up not wanting to do it anymore. And I've had a lot of fun with Starbound. I'm going to play more for sure.
Interesting perspective then. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about that one in particular, but I am liking it a lot.
Yeah.
And that's pretty... Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the mods, though, I hate the fact of like having a cheating mod. So like disabling death...
I mean, drops. Yes, but at the same time, like, you could just play on casual.
That too. And that's more... I understand casual to be more of the adventure mode.
Yeah.
Because crafting is not that big of a deal. I believe that's what they said or something. But
is it? I didn't really look at it all that much.
Yeah.
I sort of just jumped right into survival.
Yeah, right? Because that's how the game's supposed to be played.
Yeah. Hardcore a bit much, but...
I also felt like casual may be more like building as well, right? Like, I just want to build a beautiful colony on this whatever planet.
I didn't check if there was a creative mode. Was there a creative mode?
See, that's what I meant. Like, casual's more creative mode, maybe.
Yeah. I like it. I definitely want to play a little more and get my teeth cut on it, though.
Yeah. Shall I talk about Riders?
Yeah, I mean, it's that or Overwatch, but you haven't talked that much about it yet, eh? Do you want to talk about Riders now?
Yeah, sure, and then we'll go on our little Blizzard
Power Hour?
Yeah. So I have sunk a shameful amount of time into Riders of Icarus.
How shameful? Wait. I want to see. I want to see. I don't want to be incredulous. Where are you? Okay. View Steam profile. 17.5 hours.
Okay, and I started last week on Monday.
Oh my god.
On Monday.
Pack, what have you done?
Monday. So it's been several days. So I have some notes about this game that I'm gonna brush on all topics that I want to cover, but I will say that the reason why it intrigued me at first was because the level cap is so low.
What is it?
It was 25, and then they released the next content patch bringing it to 35. So it's now 35, and leveling is not that, like, I would compare it to Guild Wars 1 leveling.
Okay.
So it's pretty constant throughout. Like maybe 1 to 6 is a really fast rate. Once you're
There's
at
no
6,
like, it's not like exponential gains like WoW.
yeah, exactly. Like each level is basically the same amount of XP.
Although WoW sort of feels like it's the same right up until you reach the most current content.
You can get to level 20 in maybe.
I don't know. I'm not touching Legion, so it doesn't apply to me. So
Yeah.
continue. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, it's okay. Legion, yeah. Apparently the leveling is like 6 hours or whatever or something, but or maybe 12 hours if you do all the side quests. But yeah, the combat is great, actually. Like,
Wow. Okay.
yeah, it's tab targeting,
Okay.
like WoW. They do have an action combat system as well, which is I can't imagine it being good. My first character that I made was a berserker, which is like a DPS melee.
Mm-hmm.
They have 2 DPS melees, berserker and assassin. So berserker is,
But they're all on mounts.
yes, we're all classes are like hunters in WoW.
Okay.
Yeah, so
You're with your mount being your like pet.
right, well, you have mounts. You capture a mount. It goes into like a mount storage bin, basically your Pokemon party.
Okay.
And there are items you can buy that turn them into combat pets. So
Okay.
you either have a mount or a combat pet.
Do you ever get off the mount?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
you have actually 2 skill sets. You have mounted skills and non-mounted skills.
Okay.
Basically, in instances, it's or at least the instances I've played so far, you're not mounted, and you only sort of unlock mounted combat after level 10.
Okay.
And so you do have you do play non-mounted for a while, just using the mount in the traditional sense of traveling. So mounted combat is interesting. I don't prefer it over non-mounted combat just because I feel like everyone's kind of doing the same thing. I do play a priest, so I do have some personalized priest skills as a mount on my mount, but I also have like crossbow attacks, which are the bread and butter. So basically, I feel like the mounted combat may not be that awesome. Maybe at a higher level. That's also the carrot on the stick for me, is the flying mounted combat raids that are promised as endgame, which sound awesome, where we're all on dragons fighting a bigger dragon in the air. So that looks that's something to look forward to. But mounts, they have energy, and if the energy runs out, you get dismounted, and the energy is also your combat resource, kind of like mana. So that's
Okay.
kind of the why you would need like a Pokemon party of mounts, so that when one mount
Gets
faints,
tired.
you summon another. I do like the fact that when you level as a player, you level your mounts as well, so it's like double the satisfaction. I guess because there's so few player levels, leveling your mount is gives you that satisfaction of leveling. Also, flying mounts, they have height maximums, and so my first flying mount was a sparrow.
I guess a stat.
It's like a meter as you're on it, and like it kind of goes up and down. The higher you fly, then the higher you reach your maximum, and it shows you reaching your maximum. And like the screen flashes red. It's a little annoying. You think you're dying, but then you might dismount if you fly too high. But you can mount in the air, which is also so as you like fall, you could remount again.
Necessary mechanic, I feel, for a game like that.
Yeah, because there is fall damage. I've suffered before.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's I love my class. I picked the priest because I saw gameplay of the wizard. There's 2 ranged classes, the wizard and priest. Priest obviously being healer, but my skills are damaging on an enemy and healing on an ally. So that's nice. Yeah, so I don't have too many skills. So I love my rotation. Character creation is great, but not that I care too much for character creation, but you got all these sliders, you get to make basically whoever you want.
Yeah, and then cover them up with armor.
right. But the armor's a little. It's not WoW. The graphics are not stylized at all, which
Okay.
it probably won't age well. Just gonna get to max level basically and see what happens.
I like that the level cap is low.
Yeah,
I think that's a really good. I think that's something that basically the modern MMO has to sort of do now. I don't think you can get away with the World of Warcraft like 1 to 100
exactly.
like epic
Yeah,
grind. I don't think that's something that's reasonable anymore. I think the player base for that kind of game doesn't exist.
yeah, yeah.
And honestly, like it really is just like a time sink to get to the final content of the game, you know?
Right. It's by having the low level, like it's kind of keeping all of the content fresh. Like the monster battles are hard. Like killing monsters are really hard. I can't really do more than two, like fight two guys at once. Not like WoW, where you can basically waste five guys at the same time.
Constantly.
Yeah.
And then run to the next pack.
Yeah, like my health is like diminishing, and I have to like use potions, and it's stressful, it's very Korean, but also very tight. Like when you log in, you get a daily reward, then there's weekly rewards, so
Nice.
it's got that Korean thing going on. The cash shop, not too awful, convenience wise, like everything's convenient really, and there's two types of cash for the cash shop, and one of them you earn by accomplishing things. So like
So playing the game.
like 30 monsters within your level, you get in-game cash to use in the shop, which can be used to like open up your bank inventory, open up your pet
cool.
inventory. Yeah, and like so basically it rewards you for playing more.
Which it should, I guess, right? Like
Yeah.
for that kind of game.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Is there a premium membership?
no, there's no subscription sort of
Okay.
thing like that. Yeah. So just
So you buy everything piecemeal.
yeah, exactly. Just microtransactions.
Are they like can you pay to win?
I haven't truly checked the cash shop for that. But what I did see was just convenient items, just XP potions and
Like boosts, but no actual gear.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So right now it looks okay in terms of pay to win, not so much. And just UI wise is my biggest complaint because there's gold spammers obviously, and you can't just like right click their name and block them. So
Yeah.
you have to like I have to like right click it, and then I'm sending a whisper to them, so that shows up in my chat bar so I don't lose the name. Then I have to open up my friends window and block the player manually, which it's
Can
whatever.
you report for spam at least easily?
You can only report a physical player within your vicinity. So like if they're spamming region chat, you can't really do it. And there was a gold spammer in the city, the main city, which is also just gorgeous. Like it shits on Stormwind. Like, oh my god. And you're just flying into this thing like, oh, it's beautiful. And then this guy was gold spamming, and I like right click report him, and it's like you can't report people in safe zones. I'm like, what? I guess the reporting is for bots. I have seen bots, and bots are super annoying, but they do give, like, if you tag a monster, like, say if you have to kill a monster for a quest, like a specific boss or whatever, elite monster, if you tag it, you get the kill. So even if the bot is killing it, then whatever, it doesn't ruin it. It's just a little annoying seeing a naked guy speed kill and then disappear. Yeah, it's right now I'd give the game a solid 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, you like it enough to put nearly 20 hours into it.
Yeah, right.
That's pretty crazy.
I guess
you played it today.
Well, I guess I played it at midnight this morning.
Still today.
Yeah. It's a pretty tight Korean MMO, probably the best one I played that. Yeah, truthfully. But besides MapleStory, obviously for nostalgia reasons, but yeah, this is the best Korean MMO I've played.
Fair.
Published by the same guys, Nexon.
Really?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Nexon.
Nexon?
Yeah. And like I forget who developed it, but Nexon is the publisher, and they're the guys who published MapleStory.
Well, that's cool.
Love that game.
Maybe I'll download it, but honestly, like probably not.
Yeah,
I mean, it's early access, right?
I think it was like I think I installed it when it was not.
What's it called?
Riders of Icarus.
It is not early access.
Right. Okay. I think when it got out of early access, that's when I downloaded it.
It has mixed reviews on Steam. 62% of the reviews are positive.
Apparently, it's grindy, but that doesn't worry me too much because I like the combat.
Yeah.
So that's fine. A lot of the quests are basically just kill this, talk to this guy, collect these things, and you know what? Whatever, it's fine. I don't want to get too much thought involved in a game right now.
Fair.
Yeah.
Definitely fair. All right, shall we chat Blizzard?
Yes,
As
Blizzard.
we always seem to. There's always news with Blizzard, I guess, eh?
They are one bundle of news.
All right, so Overwatch patch. Couple things that they've added since we talked about it last. Competitive mode
Oh yeah,
is
right.
now in the game. New hero, Anna. Changes to Diva. Changes to McCree. And changes to Zenyatta.
Okay.
Zenyatta's
I heard Zenyatta's better.
Zenyatta's super good now.
Okay.
Yeah. 50 more health. Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. He's got 200 health now. Amazing. So much better.
Wow. Yeah.
Doesn't just die to a soft breeze. Amazing. So good.
Is that it? Is that all?
I believe so. I'd have to look at the.
I heard he's more forgiving. Like now the orb shots are more forgiving. So
yeah. Let me. Where's the? Gotta find the patch notes. Overwatch. Patch notes. Let me see here. The July 26th patch. Maybe this is not the one I'm thinking of, though. No, this is the post-patch patch. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, so they nerfed Bastion slightly. His tank mode costs 10% more, so it's a little bit longer. We'll get into Diva briefly. Yeah, a lot of these ultimates were just increased by 10%. There were some changes to McCree. Some changes to Mercy. Let's see here. Yeah, so base shields increased by 50. Weapon damage was decreased from 45 to 40. His alternate fire was increased from 35 to 40. Orb of Discord and Orb of Harmony, projectile speed is increased from 30 to 120, so they travel faster, and the effect is more immediate. When he uses his ultimate, he gets doubled speed, and the healing is up. So he's just, in general, like, a lot more playable, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. Anna's fun. She's hard. But, like, I think there's a lot of payoff for learning how to play her well.
There was a very unique class idea.
Yeah, like skill shot based healer.
Yeah.
Pretty much the only one in the game that's like that. I think that when she's not zoomed in, it's her gun is hit scan, and then when she's zoomed in, it's projectile. But I could be wrong on that. It could be reversed. I feel like it's probably reversed.
Okay.
Her grenade is super good, like healing denial on enemies and like a good burst heal plus healing buff for your teammates.
Yeah.
Sleep gun is super good because you just knock someone out of their ultimate and laugh about it.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And her ultimate is ridiculous. Her ultimate turns like a bunch of characters out of the game into one-man killing machines. Like, God forbid you pair it with Soldier 76, he just begins to kill everybody.
Oh, jeez.
If Soldier 76 has his ultimate and he also gets Ana ultimate, he will 1v5 your team.
Right, because he can't miss.
Because he can't miss, and like his damage goes up and his reload goes up, and he's unstoppable. It's amazing.
Is that the nano boost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Anna's fantastic, and she got buffed recently too. Some changes to McCree. So like his left click is better, but his right click was nerfed a lot recently. So it went from 75 damage per shot to 45 with his right click.
Ooh.
That was a while ago though. That was before the Ana patch.
Okay.
And then with the Ana patch, they've increased the range on his left click, so made that better. And they've increased the fire rate. Like they've sped up the fire rate on his right click. so it's not garbage anymore. So he's not as good at killing tanks as he used to be, but he now doesn't just like insta lose to a tracer. Like he can actually kill a tracer fast enough now, which is good. If he stuns the tracer, he can actually kill them before the stun wears off. So that's pretty neat.
Yep.
And overall, the game is good. Competitive mode is fun. I haven't played too much of it, but one of the things they did change was that in competitive mode, you can only have one of each hero now.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess that's fine.
I've heard someone I was talking to was saying that the reason is because of on console, there's a couple characters that are really, really powerful when they're spammed, because like in general reaction speed's a lot slower on console.
Yeah.
So like 6 Torbjorns is kind of obnoxious.
Yeah. Yeah, because Torbjorn's really easy. Got to be really good on a console.
Yeah, because you don't have to aim with a turret. The turret just hits.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's one change they made. But overall, it's still pretty fun. The game is still good. I play it like at least once a week.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, you
got
got
always hop on for a couple games.
Yep.
I like how I can sort of treat it casually or treat it seriously. It's nice. I like playing it, and I've enjoyed playing solo queue. Honestly, I've played a little bit on my own, and I found that very fun.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't mind it.
You just step in and leave, right?
Newsflash: Overwatch is a good game.
Yeah, right.
No one was surprised.
Yeah.
It still is a good game. It holds up very well. I haven't watched a lot of the competitive meta, but we'll see. I really like it. So does everybody else. Next. Karazhan's coming to Hearthstone.
Yeah.
It's my favorite raid. I'm kind of bummed out that they're doing it this way.
Oh, come on. I love that disco
One
party.
night at Karazhan, like disco Karazhan. It's cute, but like, I don't know.
They already did the Grimdark thing with Nyxramis.
I guess. But it wasn't even that Grimdark with Nax. Like, with Nax, it was kind of a joke.
Yeah. Just because Kel'Thuzad was hilarious.
Yeah, he was.
So like it is kind of like I know what you mean, over the top right now, but Karazhan was a beautiful place.
It's true.
There was a party room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Giant chessboard. Do
you think chess will be one of the wings? Has to be, right?
Yeah.
Chess has to be the final boss of one of the wings for sure.
That would be an interesting. Sure. I wonder how they're going to pull that off.
Right?
Yeah.
Definitely has to be one of the bosses for sure.
Do you think they're going to do the theater somehow?
Maybe.
Yeah.
The theater will probably be its own wing. And then each room will be one of the plays.
Yeah. Okay.
That's probably how it'll be.
Yeah. Keep in mind, I guess this is before Medivh is evil.
Before he went nuts, right?
Right.
Because was Medivh ever really evil, or was he just crazy?
Right. At least in the Warcraft movie, he got corrupted by Fel. I can't
remember exactly, honestly. I haven't played Warcraft 1 and 2 in a long time.
You've actually played them?
A very long time ago. When I was a wee thing.
Yeah, they're like as old as we are.
I kind of want to get... See, what bugs me is that I really want to get Warcraft 3 and Frozen Throne. I really want to download them. But, I don't want to pay $40.
Oh.
Because I own them. Well, not 40 each, 40 for the both. Because they're $19.99 each.
Did you lose them?
I just don't know where my discs are. Yeah. And I don't want to pirate it, and
just watch a Let's Play.
I don't want to do that either, though. I want to play the games. So those were good games.
They were, yeah.
They're good games, and there hasn't been a Warcraft RTS in so long.
I'm watching a Let's Play of it.
Of Warcraft?
Of Warcraft 3, yeah.
Who is it?
Noble.
Cool.
Noble 87. No.
Is it a recent Let's Play, or is he just
he's almost done. So
nice.
Yeah, I guess it's in progress.
Cool.
Yeah.
I never would have thought to watch a Let's Play of Warcraft 3.
He's a lore nut. He makes WoW lore videos, and so having a Let's Play of Warcraft 3 and having him narrate that is really good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's wicked.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to talk about WoW? It's the final thing.
Sure.
We're already at the hour mark, and I'm sure you have a lot of things to say about WoW.
You know, I don't have much to say because of Riders of Icarus.
Oh, God
I basically started Riders of Icarus when the pre-patch opened up. I walk into WoW. Yes, I walk into WoW, and I log into my priest. I clear the skill bars because I've heard Shadow Priest at least, completely changed, and it did. There's no more Shadow Orbs. I have a new resource called Insanity.
That's cool.
It's super like hard now, and I love it. Like
that's wicked.
yeah, like it's all my skills they pump up insanity, so I guess kind of like Furi, and then when I reach maximum insanity, I activate Void Form. So they got rid of
Shadow Form.
No, Shadow Form is no longer a stance. So if you're in the Shadow spec, you are in Shadow Form. It is it's not a spell anymore. It's all just passive.
God damn it! Wow.
It confused me at first. I'm
I
like,
can't
is
even
it,
have
is
a
it
reasonable
on?
conversation about it anymore. It's so different than what is in my mind. Like
well,
how I envision. WoW.
This is since the new patch. Like there is no like, but it used to be there like 2 weeks ago, and now it's gone. It's not
okay.
So like it's new to me too, and it confused me at first because I'm like, like, is this on or is this just like a bug? Am I still purple? And it definitely still is on. But it doesn't even like show up in my buffs, which is kind of annoying. I guess I just have to trust that I have increased shadow damage or whatever. But going into void form is great. Then I have like all my skills have like huge no cooldown. Like all the cooldowns are gone, so I'm like spamming everything, spamming mind blast or whatever. And then those generate insanity, keeping me in void form longer. And my max talent, this is hilarious. I couldn't use it for like just casual. You have to. It's a raid only talent, but you go into void form faster, and then when you go into void form, you're dead when you leave it. So you basically all your skills are like instant cast. So you have to like spend like it's just so stressful.
To keep your insanity going while you're in void form.
It's stressful. I've never felt this.
So what
stressful.
happens? Wait. Sorry. So does that mean like if you're in like a party or a raid? So sorry, do you have to activate this, or is it just like once you put the talent in it?
No, you do
it
activate
always
it.
Happens.
No, you do have to activate it. So it is kind of like an execution for a raid, like 20% health. Then you probably activate it.
Use it.
Yeah.
To move on your bar.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
and,
that's kind of neat though. Do you die no matter what? So when the boss dies, you'll die at the end of it.
And you can't be combat resed.
What?
So you can't be combat res.
What?
Yeah, and I've been watching videos of people, and they are like maintaining this super powered form for like 3, 4, or 5 minutes, and like that's skill. Like this class is all about skill. Like Shadow Priest was the least involved class, I would say, for casters maybe.
Yeah.
Because it was just kind of like Warlock light always, and now it's like got a good feel to it. Yeah, and that's the general consensus I've heard about all the classes. Now I could just brush up on them, right? It's just like I said at the beginning of the video, every spec is like a new class.
That's a good way to do it, I guess.
Yeah, it's there's no more dual specializations either.
Oh.
So I just can be holy, like I don't have to buy a second.
Oh, you could just like I'm holy now.
Yeah, I don't want to be like now that Shadow Priest seems like it's in its own place. I'll maybe
I
just
swear
stick
there
to
are
DPS.
planes flying over me constantly. There's been like 3 over the course of this recording.
Oh wow, I hear that.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah, that's gonna be annoying to pick up. Yeah.
Whatever, adds charm.
Yeah. So I do like what they've done and making specialized classes, and apparently Legion is all going to be about like it's completely replayable because every class, maybe every spec has a different storyline. So that's like the main storyline is your class, which is cool.
Damn it.
Yep. It's so no one's playing the same main storyline. That's what I've gathered.
So when does Legion come out?
August 30th.
End of the month?
You know what I thought was cool? Apparently, I think in the Book of Revelations, chapter 8, verse 30, which is August 30th, they mention Legion. So I thought, like, really? That's nice. That's nice or something, I don't know if it's the Book of Revelation. But yeah, that's thoughtfulness right there.
God damn it.
It does look fun, and apparently Legion, I've heard nothing but good things. They've had the beta open for a while, so I basically know.
Legion's been on the PTR for a while.
Yeah, exactly. So like, everyone who's grumpy about the garrisons, they're like, it's not bad now because apparently there's class order halls, and class order halls are kind of the same thing. You have to do like send followers off on missions, but they're not part of the storyline anymore. They're just
something you can do for extra value.
Yeah, the new dailies are world quests, which apparently are amazing, and like
that's super smart.
You go like it's not just a Broken Isles, which is Legion World, right? You have to go all around the World of Warcraft to kill these new world bosses to get your daily reward, but they're not even dailies. They're like Hearthstone quests. Like they will be daily if you do all of them, but you probably only get
But
one.
you can have up to 3 going.
Yep, exactly. And the mythic dungeon system they're promising in Legion sounds amazing because it's
because you can do like raid tier dungeons now, right?
Yep. And 5-man content is kind of better than raid content because you're more impacting.
So what should I like redeem a code and buy? What happens if I buy a Legion now? Like I don't have Warlords, so what happens if I buy a Legion?
Warlords might be part of WoW now. That may have happened with the new patch actually.
Leave this page. What's in the shop? World of Warcraft. It is part of WoW now.
Okay, so there you go. You have it. You can get to level 100 now if you wanted to. So
if I wanted to boost up to level 100.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. You don't have a 90, right?
No, I don't.
Yep. Oh, another thing they've added. Do you remember The Division? Which kind of is like looking back on it. This is how I started my recent deep dive into MMOs.
Yeah.
I was thinking of something more derogatory to say, but won't. But yeah, it's The Division. You remember that angle that like your character is like off to the left, kind of like rule of thirds, kind of like typical action game. Yeah, they've had that. They add that to WoW now.
Wait, so what?
It's a hidden option in the console. You just type in /console action cam on.
Action cam?
Yeah, and it moves your character.
And it makes it
to
Division? Are you playing an action cam?
That's what's getting me. Like that I'm stressed playing DPS now because of this action cam. Like,
I don't know, man. I always tanked. I don't think I could do it without the like.
Oh, like raiding in dungeons, you can't really use that because it's like way too up close. You have to
zoom out a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. They've also reduced the zoom, which that's the main complaint everyone's complaining about because the real raiders, they go basically to like Diablo perspective.
You go as far out as you can. Yeah.
Now you can't really do that. Even like hacking into the console and changing the max view distance, it's not the same. I never really played it like that. I did obviously play more distance, which is kind of easier, but now I'm getting used to being more immersed into the world. And like going on action cam, I saw my mount basically for the first time. I'm like, wow, this guy's pretty cool. Like, like mounts are worth it. Oh, appearances. Now there's a whole at the added to the collections tab, your appearances. So like now when you wear a piece of armor, it unlocks that appearance, and you get to go to a transmogrifier. There's no more transmog bank.
So it's like Diablo.
Yes.
It's literally Diablo.
But you have 110 levels and 13 years of content of armor.
So you can look like whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. And it goes back into your deep recesses of your WoW history on your character. My character I've been playing since BC, right? So I have a lot of...
Well, it's account based, right?
Yeah, but like I'm a priest, so I can only wear cloth, so I've
Gotcha.
really only... Yeah, I haven't really leveled up a melee armor plate wearer, so I won't really have
and
that much.
did the other classes get the same treatment that like Shadow Priests do? Is everything like very, very different?
Yes. From what I hear, better or worse. Like, well, for example, right, there's a melee class in Hunters now.
Yeah, Hunters can tank now, right? Is that not what it is?
No. I think
it's melee deeps?
Melee DPS, and apparently it sucks.
Oh.
But it's like a DPS class or a melee class with a pet. Yeah. Apparently, Unholy Death Knights, the ones with the pets, you can play them two different ways. You can play them as a caster or a melee, which
Weird.
is apparently it is weird. It might just be a bug, because the main talent, if you do not select that talent, then you become a caster.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's how I understood it. Apparently, tanking sucks now. They simplified tanking, which is going to be better. Maybe there will be more tanks, so maybe that'll be good for DPS.
I mean, I don't know. They've gone weird directions with tanking. We could talk about this for a while, but we're already at the hour 15 mark, so we should probably close it up.
Yeah, and
And then
I have to use the facilities.
yeah, I also have to use the facilities.
Yes.
So I think that's as good a place as any to call it, though.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening, for all two of you.
Yep.
And
Thanks,
this is
Mom.
Club and Pack for 7:30. Yeah, follow us on Facebook and Instagram and herp.
Doo.
Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend.